Bonjour tout le monde. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me tonight. I know there's quite a lot of people tonight that are live. You guys should see the tabs that I have open, trying to support as many of you in the YouTube world as I can. But of course, I still have to do my own lives and push out my content at the same time. But I know some of you may be on Getty radio stations live. There's also, let me also double check to see who's live. There's In the Life of Dolly that's live. There's Wealth Engineering that's live. We also have, of course, our newest member to the family, First Time Fishing Adventures, that's still live, even though he's been called several times to go have dinner. We have Think Dragon, that's also live. We have Uncle Stu, that is live. And we have Fancy Face, Pretty Girl Team, that is live. So I'm not expecting 1,001 people to be here, but I'm always appreciative of those of you who are here or that simply will rewatch this video on the replay. Regardless of how you guys decide to support me or anybody else, it is appreciated. So do please leave a like or a comment if you are watching this on the replay so that I know that you were here and that you were at least trying to learn some French. So, of course, in a few minutes, we'll get into it and we'll review some of what was learned previously, and we'll, of course, add to the lessons. Okay. And as usual, I'll be showing a couple clips. However, if you are seeing this on the replay and you don't see the clip, it's because, of course, I got everybody's favorite YouTube copyright claims, which, of course, aren't fun, but it happens. And now, just for you guys to be, oh my God, a claim, a claim. Claims aren't the end of the world. Okay, it's not the ideal situation because if your channel does get monetized and there's a claim, that claim might prevent your whole channel from being monetized, or most likely will only prevent that one video from being monetized. So the way around it is you either trim out the video, which is most likely what I'm going to do after the end of this live, or if it's music or has audio in it, you can replace the song or place the song as mute, essentially. All right, so that's not the end of the world. I'll deal with it and move on. So I hope everybody has had a great New Year's and that you guys got everything that you wanted for Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa, regardless of which one of these holidays you celebrate, or if it was just a Saturday night for you. I hope it was a great Saturday night. And of course, I hope New Year's was a wonderful celebration for you. Let me know in the chat or in the comments what kind of goals that you guys have for your new year. For me, it's to read more and on a regular basis, and to take YouTube way more seriously than I am. Not that I'm not taking YouTube seriously, but I know I need and I can up my game when it comes to YouTube. One of the things I did for that is I went on a channel, trying to remember the name now. You guys know I'm horrible with names. Runny Eggs, and he gave me quite a few good suggestions of things to work on. One of them was to deal with my about page and to add keywords, which I did already. So I'm glad about that. So I was able to make those little bit of adjustments, and they're quick and easy to do on YouTube. So, of course, we're going to do our rounds of hello. Hello, Lashes Journey. Glad to see you here. And I know I have my newcomer, Roger Gonzaga. I hope I'm pronouncing your name properly. I believe, Roger, that you're coming from our newest member to the family, or at least on my end, First Time Fishing Adventures. So I'm glad to see you here and supporting, and hopefully doing like Lashes suggests and hit the like button. Okay, so we're gonna start with our French lesson. Okay, and hopefully you guys learn some French. And again, I don't expect you guys to come out here and become, perfectly fluent. If the only thing you learn is how to say hello, which is bonjour, if that's the only thing you learned today, I'm glad to see you learn that much. Bonjour, the amazing MNG. Hello, how are you? I'm glad to see you here. And yes, a very pleasant evening for you as well. And I hope that you enjoy tonight's French lesson. And as you guys have seen, if you've been on my page, you'll see quite a few quote unquote premieres. Those are technically upcoming lives that I've planned for the rest of the week. So of course, Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday mornings at 9:30. Typically, I say half an hour, but it's usually more than that. I do my half an hour of reading. Uh, I started with Game of Thrones due to popular vote. So basically, on that in that series, I should say, you're seeing me take out the book and reading it for half an hour with you guys. You're more than welcome to join, and hopefully, you are going to be reading the book with me. But if you don't have Game of Thrones, or you've read it too many times already and want to read something else, or you prefer the audiobook, that's absolutely fine. Or if reading it, you can't be bothered with that, that's fine as well. You're more than welcome to use it. I played meditation music, so you're welcome to use the music to do yoga, to do meditation. Maybe you want to pray, whatever the case might be. Or you just want to show your support and you have the tab going in the background. Either way, guys, I'm glad that you're here with me and spending whatever time that you want during these streams. The other series that I have is Let's Talk The Arts Come to Life. So this Tuesday, I have one set up where I'm going to talk about a Senegal artist called Omar Ba. Okay, do check that out. I do have in the description for that video a link of the artist himself. So that way you guys can check him out, check out what kind of art he has to offer. And then next Tuesday, I already set it up. I'm going to do my first ever formal interview of an artist. I saw him through Melissa Jane. Shout out to her. His name is Orwell Ferguson. Uh, yeah, Orwell Ferguson. He does art with broken glass, which I've never seen that before. So I was like, hey, you know what? I need to do an interview with this guy. I need to check it out. And he graciously accepted to do the interview with me. So that's going to be next Tuesday. So not this Tuesday coming, but the Tuesday afterwards. And then, of course, Friday is my book review. I will be hopefully, because I know I keep saying this, but I will be reviewing the book The Graveyard Book from Neil Gaiman. And Saturday will be my movie review, where I'm going to be reviewing the short story and the movie Candyman, written by Clive Barker, who also wrote Hellraiser. And if you guys didn't see the video that I did yesterday, he also wrote the book or short story, I should say, The Midnight Meat Train. Now, that video from last night, I'm telling you guys, if you do go back to it, it is 18 plus by intention. Okay. There's quite a lot of graphic material that I'm showing and talking about. So it's not for everybody. So I do try to warn people in advance. So that way you're not like, oh my God, what is this? Oh. So it is one of the rare times that I do have an 18 plus video. So if you guys aren't into horror movies, aren't into more adult kind of content, you're more than welcome to skip that video. Don't worry, I understand it's not for everybody, right? So if you want puppies and unicorns, don't watch that particular video. Okay, guys? All right, so without any further delays, I'm going to go into today's French lesson. As you know, we're going to review a little bit of what we saw in previous lessons, okay? And don't be afraid to practice your French lessons out loud. You guys, for the most part, are at home, safe and sound, with nobody really around you to laugh at you messing up. So don't worry. You're more than welcome to mess up, talk out loud, say, try to, try your best. And of course, if you want to, definitely, replay the video as often as possible until you feel that you're comfortable with the lesson. I know a couple people have mentioned that their spouse or somebody that they know uses Duolingo to learn French or another language. I highly recommend that if you truly want to learn French, either through me or through an app, Duolingo is the way to go. It's very interactive, and they usually start off with a fairly simple stuff as well. And again, this is not a paid advertisement. I have no associations with Duolingo. This is just my personal recommendation. I've used it off and on to try to learn Spanish. So definitely, if you need help, if you want to take it a little bit more seriously, or you simply can't wait a week to learn, definitely go and use Duolingo. Okay. So we're going to continue, guys, with our lesson. So we're going to get into it. There will be a video at some point, as I said. So of course, if you're watching this through the replay, don't be surprised if at one point you're not seeing the video. But I will link the video in the description. Okay, so if you want to watch it separately on your own to sort of have an idea of what it is that I'm presenting and talking about, you're more than welcome to watch that video. So we're going to start. So we're going to continue with the basic scenario of a new employee coming to her new job. Now I'm going to add the fact that the job is working in, I know that in Getty's video, he was talking about the Library of Congress because he was showing and talking about why New Year's Day for Black people for the longest time was a dreaded time in our history. And he was showing and talking about how the Library of Congress has a lot of interviews of people that were slaves at one point who were interviewed in the late 1800s, which is very interesting. So I definitely recommend that you check that out. But here in Canada, we also have our equivalent to the Library of Congress, which is the Library and Archives of Canada. Okay, so LAC, Library and Archives of Canada. And they have a particular video, which is what I'm going to show today, about the Indigenous people. And again, in that same vein, like Getty, the importance of your history and knowing your history, knowing your personal heritage. In the video, they talk about how for many of the Indigenous people here in Canada, for many of them, they were not able to name their parents, their grandparents, their great grandparents, because for a lot of them, they were literally torn away from their families. Okay, so they in this video they're talking about a particular project that is trying to connect the Indigenous people to their history and to show the importance of being able to name your family and name who people are, so that that history isn't lost in time, right? So yeah. All right. So, and in this case, I've adapted the scenario where it's the two people are now working at the Library and Archives of Canada, and to sort of build on that scenario, right? Okay. So we're gonna get started. So, of course, our first phrase, and you guys had an idea already of what to say. So, of course, the new employee is walking into the building for the first time. And of course, when you come into a building for the first time, you're going to say something in particular. And it's nothing that should surprise you guys at this point. You guys heard me say it when you guys came into this live chat, okay? Which is, of course, bonjour, comment ça va? Bonjour, comment ça va? Bonjour, comment ça va? So that's French for hello, how are you? Okay, bonjour is hello, comment is how, ça va is how are you? Okay, so are you? Okay, so bonjour, comment ça va? Bonjour, comment ça va? Okay. So obviously, that is something that you would say when you come in, like I said, to a building and you're talking to somebody for the first time, whether it's the first time that day or that moment, or it's been a while, or you're like in the scenario new to the company and you're want to greet the person that you're just meeting. Okay. So the other person will respond. Okay. So obviously, we don't talk to walls or to screens other than me right now. Because obviously, I don't have people on the panel. So, of course, I'm talking to a screen. So, I don't expect it'd be very odd if the screen started to respond to me. So, of course, in a real life, the person would be talking to you, responding to what you said. So, what would be responded? But in this case, yeah, yeah, that's a response. Okay. So the person would respond with Salut, je m'appelle Ingrid, enchantée de te rencontrer. Bonjour, salut, je m'appelle Ingrid, enchantée de te rencontrer. Hello, my name is Ingrid. Nice to meet you, or a pleasure to meet you. Okay? Salut, salut, je m'appelle, je m'appelle Ingrid. Ingrid. Enchantée, enchantée de te rencontrer. Rencontrer. Salut, je m'appelle Ingrid. Enchantée de te rencontrer. Hello, my name is Ingrid. It's a pleasure to meet you. Okay. So, again, because it's a conversation, there's back and forth. Obviously, I'm taking time to pronunciate things properly so that you guys can hear it and hopefully understand. And again, hopefully, you guys are practicing this. And again, I don't expect you guys to remember all of this or to be able to say this right on the first try. As long as you guys are trying and practicing, that's what counts. So, what would be the reply? Bonjour Ingrid, je m'appelle Melissa. Comment ça va? Hello Ingrid, my name is Melissa. How are you? Okay, so bonjour Ingrid. Bonjour Ingrid. Je m'appelle Melissa. Je m'appelle Melissa. Comment ça va? Bonjour Ingrid. Je m'appelle Melissa. Comment ça va? Okay. So basically, here she's saying, like I said, hello, Ingrid. My name is Melissa. How are you? So, of course, Ingrid would respond, Je vais bien. Et toi, Melissa? Je vais bien. Et toi, Melissa? I'm doing good. And you, Melissa? Je vais bien. Et toi, Melissa? Je vais bien. Et toi, Melissa? Je vais bien aussi, merci. Je vais bien aussi, merci. Okay. So basically, we also learned that you can say de rien. It's nothing. Okay, because here you're saying thank you. You can respond with de rien. You're welcome. You can if you want to, but this is not an obligation. Okay. The next thing is, of course, Ingrid, c'est juste une autre journée au boulot. Ingrid is just, another day at work. Come on, let's get started, right? So you kind of, this sentence is really to show that maybe Melissa is a bit tired or, it's had a difficult night somewhere or whatever the case might be, right? Ingrid, c'est juste une autre journée au boulot. It's just another day at work. Ingrid, c'est juste une autre journée au boulot. Ingrid, c'est juste une autre journée au boulot. It's just another day at work. And of course, Ingrid might respond with this. Aujourd'hui, c'est la journée, Melissa. Today's the day, Melissa. Aujourd'hui, c'est la journée, Melissa. Okay. So again, I'm going a little bit fast because in my previous videos, I've explained this, and I don't want to spend too much time reviewing content that you've already seen in my previous videos, or that you could go back into my playlist to find out. And I do try to put all of my videos in a playlist. So this one, let me go double check to make sure that it's all, I believe. Now I'm blanking on what the particular playlist is, but I'm pretty sure there is a playlist for the French lessons that I give. Let me just find the right name of it. Da, da, da. There we go. So yeah, so I have a playlist. How do I say? I technically has 2 videos in it, so I know I probably did not add all the videos that should be there into that. So I will be correcting that later tonight. So at one point, you guys should be able to see all the videos in this series in that playlist. How do I say? But in any event, all of my let's talk, how do I say, should be titled the same way. So you could always manually go through. But of course, to make things easier, not only for me but for others, put things in playlist. And that's one of my basic recommendations for you guys as well, especially if you're a new channel that's just starting off. Create a playlist of your content and try not to be like me. Try to, as soon as a video comes up, put it in the right playlist. So that way you don't have to be like, oh, watch this playlist, and then there's half the videos you that should be there aren't there. Okay. So, like I said, I won't go over too much what has already been viewed in my previous videos, just so that we're not, too repetitive either. Okay. So, aujourd'hui, c'est la journée, Melissa. Today is the day, Melissa. So we also saw in the previous video, the one last week, Ingrid, où est Halifax? Ingrid, where's Halifax? So in that previous video, I played, it's a particular game, okay, where you have to guess where cities are, states, provinces, countries, etc., to sort of help people with their basic geography. Because as good as I am, sometimes it's like I know where England is, but sometimes for some smaller countries, I kind of need to remind myself and, and then be told, okay, yeah, that country isn't there. It's over here. It's over here. Okay. So in this question, Ingrid is being asked by Melissa, where is Halifax? And I'm talking about Halifax, Canada. There are quite a few cities named Halifax, so I'll just give you guys that bit of a clarification here. Okay, so of course, as a Canadian, I have to name Canadian cities. All right. So the other sentence that we learned was Elle est là, dis-moi, Melissa, où se situe la ville d'Edmonton? Halifax is over there. Tell me, Melissa, where is the city of Edmonton? So I'll repeat that a little bit slowly because I know it's a longer sentence. Elle est là. Dis-moi, Melissa, où se situe la ville d'Edmonton? The city's over there. Tell me, Melissa, where do I find the city of Edmonton? And the other sentence that we learned last week was je ne vois pas Winnipeg, c'est où? I don't see Winnipeg. Where is it? Je ne vois pas Winnipeg, c'est où? Okay. So that was what we learned last week. So of course we are going to learn a couple of new sentences. So I try to go sentence by sentence and really add 2 or 3 sentences to our vocabulary. I try not to get too much into it and bombard you guys too much. I know French is a difficult language and it's not for everybody. Okay. So let's see here. Just also checking to see who else is still live. So everybody that I was checking out all live is still live. Okay. All right. So off to the video I wanted to show you guys tonight. So again, if you guys are watching this in the replay, The video might not be still in the video. I usually try to take out when the videos I get a copyright claim. I try to take out the video if it's the video itself that's the issue, or um, when I can, if it's just the question of the song needed to be replaced, I just replace the song. So, yeah. But in the moment, I know I can play the video and not get too much trouble. So, let's get our. Here we are. Okay. All right. In fact, hold on a second up there. There we are. Okay. So I'm going to play it a little bit so that you guys can at least see. This is a video from the actual Library Archives of Canada. So go check out that channel as well as the Library of Congress channel if you guys want some more historical and archival material or general knowledge for yourselves.
My name is Curtis Kundik. I live in Akvet, Nunavut, and I'm 28 years old. Akvet is a place where hear people speaking Inuktitut, speaking their language. When I first got involved with the project naming with Beth Greenhorn, she asked me to bring some photos back home to show it to my grandparents and see if she could also get more names out of those photos.
Okay, so we won't go any further than that in the video, guys. Hopefully, I don't get a claim, but we'll see. So we'll take the first two sentences that you guys saw. And again, this video will be in the description at some point if it isn't already. So that way you guys can go back to watch this video because it's still pretty interesting. So we're going to go ahead and practice the two sentences. And hopefully you guys will learn something from it. Okay. So the first sentence that we're going to learn in French today is, what if an entire community of people was photographed and never identified? Okay. So that was a whole project that they were talking about. Okay. There was quite a few back in the day. People were just photographed and everybody just assumed that people would know who the people are. Of course, nowadays that's not what occurs. Many of us can't name our grandparents, let alone anybody further back in the family tree. So, for archivists, especially, that's a difficult thing because obviously they have photos of people that they might not know who it is. It might be even a famous person back in the day, and they would not know that this person is that famous individual, right? So that's why it's important for them to have this kind of project where they go back and identify the people in that photo. So not only for the Inuit, because this in this case, the indigenous people that are shown are the Inuit. So those are the people that live uh, up north. So what is called by the Americans the Eskimos. Okay, those are the same people. So the indigenous people of the north. So it's the people that live basically in the snowy parts of Canada, the up north, are the Inuits. Okay, or Eskimos. I believe there's a certain amount of the tribes in Alaska as well, which is of course an American state. Okay, so it's not just here in Canada that they're found. And I believe there's a few tribes in Russia and Mongolia as well, if I remember correctly, or that they have similar tribes in those countries as well, if I remember correctly. All right. So, how would I say this sentence in French? What if an entire community of people was photographed and never identified. Okay, so I tried to keep it as simple as possible. But again, French, like I keep saying, is a difficult language. It is going to be complicated, but I'm sure you guys will learn at least something. Okay, so how would I say this sentence in French? Okay, it would be this. Okay, so we're going to go through this slowly. I'll, of course, read it one time out loud so that you guys at least hear it once. And then after that, I'll break it down for you guys. Okay, don't worry, I got you. You're not going to fall unless you really want to. And please don't want to fall with me around. I can't, especially if you're big. I don't think I can catch you very well. All right, so let's get into this. Okay, so I'm going to read it once out loud so you guys can at least hear it and understand it. Okay? Et si toute une communauté était photographiée, mais jamais identifiée? Okay? So, what if an entire community of people was photographed and never identified? Okay? So, the three first words, et si toutes, and if all. Okay? Et si toutes, the two next words, une communauté, une communauté. So I'm going to repeat the first five words. Et si toute une communauté, et si toute une communauté. So the words 6 and 7, était photographié, was photographed, était photographié. So I'm going to repeat those first 7 words. Et si toute une communauté était photographiée, et si toute une communauté était photographiée. So I'm going to say the last 3 words, sorry. Mais jamais identifié. Mais jamais identifié. Et si toute une communauté était photographiée, mais jamais identifiée. Et si toute une communauté était photographiée, mais jamais identifiée. Okay, so this all was, of course, this sentence. What if an entire community of people was photographed and never identified? Okay, so we're going to move on to the next sentence that we want to learn. How would younger generations of indigenous peoples learn about their past? Because that's the thing, when you know your past, you can identify it, you can move on, and hopefully avoid the mistakes of your elders. Hopefully, okay? Especially if we're attentive. But of course, we were all there at one point. We were all that 16-year-old that was rebellious and against our parents and hopeful and I know better than you. And, then we realize, yeah, not so much. Not so much. But it's a lesson that we all learn and hopefully learn quick and learn the right things. So how would I say in French? How would younger generations of indigenous peoples learn about their past? All right, so let's go check this out in French. So of course, as I said, we're going to go through this once, and that way you guys can at least have a basic idea. But I will, like I said, break it down word for word so you guys can hear it, repeat it, and hopefully get it right. Hopefully. Comment est-ce qu'une génération d'indigènes vont connaître leur passé? Comment est-ce qu'une génération d'indigènes vont connaître leur passé? So, of course, all of that is how would a younger generation of indigenous peoples learn their past? Okay, so we're going to go through this word by word, break it down into much more manageable pieces, right? So the first 3 words, comment est-ce que, comment est-ce que, qu'une génération, so the next 2 words, qu'une génération, comment est-ce qu'une génération, comment est-ce qu'une génération d'indigènes, d'indigènes vont connaître, vont connaître leur passé. Leur passé. Comment est-ce qu'une génération d'indigènes vont connaître leur passé? So all of that was French for this. How would younger generations of indigenous peoples learn about their past? All right, so that's a lot of French for today, and I don't want to bombard you guys and make you guys feel overwhelmed. So that's it for tonight's French lesson. So I hope to see you guys next week for our French lesson next week. As I said, I will add the other videos that are supposed to be part of this series into the playlist later tonight. So you should be able to play the playlist over and over again and hopefully learn some French while watching them. Okay? And hopefully when we see you guys, well, I should say when I see you guys in their streams, hopefully you guys will greet me with at least some of the French. Okay, so of course you guys know how I end things. If there's somebody you guys have not seen in a while, that you have not said I love you or hugged in a while, now's the time to do it, right? Don't be shy. Como es? Come on, it's French. It's French lashes, not Spanish. Comment ça va? Comment ça va? All right. So, Kurt, Kurt, come get your girl. Kurt, come get your girl. All right. So you're gonna go and give him a big hug, lashes, and say "Comment ça va" to him. Okay, comment ça va? Or if you really wanted to, you're going to tell them, I love you. Je t'aime. Je t'aime. Okay, Kurt? Ask her to speak some French to you. Okay, Kurt? All right, Lashes. Oh, what am I going to do with you, girl? Of course, I'm going to love you, hug you, and kiss you, and just put up with you and your French. Oh, you make me laugh. All right, guys. So, of course, go and find somebody, you guys, that you have not said I love you to, hugged in a while, or spoken to, whatever the case might be, and just let them know that you miss them and that you wanna spend a little bit more time with them, especially during these difficult times. We all need that support. We all need that extra person to go to. So don't be shy about that, guys. Okay. We could all use an extra hug, an extra kiss at this point, right? There's no harm, no foul in that. So have a great night, guys. I'll be seeing you in one of the streams. There's still, like I said, there's quite a few that I have going. Let's take a quick pick before we end things. Getty is still going. Okay. In the Life of Dolly, she's done, so I can close up that tab. Wealth Engineering is still going in his live. First time fishing adventures, he ended his, so I can close that tab. And Think Dragon is still going. Let's see. I believe Uncle Stu is still going. Yeah, Uncle Stu is still going. Fancy Face Pretty Girl Team is still going as well. And that's it. So yeah, so I'll see you guys in one of those streams, one or all of them. And have a great night, guys. And please be sure to support your other streamers, and hopefully they return your support by supporting you as well. So have a great night, guys. Au revoir. Bonsoir. Bye-bye.